I think we should, instead of deciding, hey, we're going to do this, why don't we talk about what the advantages and disadvantages, what's the cost? Having been at NASA for 20 years and in the military for 25 in the United States Navy, I never heard of anyone say at any time we need a separate branch of the U.S. military.
All right, so that's makes this a money story. The astronaut Scott Kelly on with Adam Shapiro last night, and one of many who have been out there raising concerns about the cost of the president's idea of a space force. Former State Department senior advisor to Bush 43, Christian Whiton, is on, and President Trump as well on this and some other issues. It's interesting, Christian, because that's the idea. It's like you get away from whether we need this or not. We talked about it yesterday. You definitely can make the argument that we do need to protect our assets, especially the satellites up in space. Some say, though, why not just have a Space Corps inside the Air Force the way we have a Marine Corps inside the Navy? Maybe that would be a little bit more cost effective. What's your take?
Yeah, well, the problem is the Air Force hasn't really taken this seriously, and incidentally, the case is being made. The vice president was out making the argument for a Space Force yesterday. But the Air Force has long been primarily focused on fighter pilots. That's the one thing they want to do. The chief of staff of the Air Force is usually a fighter pilot. Second to that, bomber pilots. And the space elements, whether it's nuclear missiles or attending to satellites, defending satellites, that falls fairly far down the list, which makes sense to create a separate force to focus not only that, defending our assets, which incidentally would be knocked out very early in a conflict with China, but also missile defenses that really ought to be in space.
Wouldn't it be too bureaucratic? Another layer of government on top of government. Don't you see where people could at least say that and say, all right, enough's enough here?
I could see the argument, but it needn't be that duplicative of bureaucracy. And partly, there are things you could do to minimize that. In the same way, you have a separate Navy and Marine Corps, but they both report to a Secretary of the Navy, which trains up the services, called the Service Secretary. Perhaps you don't need to create a separate Secretary of the Space Force. You could have the Air Force and the Space Force report up to a single Secretary of the Air Force and Space Force. You could take steps like this.
Right.
This needn't be additional buildings and huge numbers of people.
We'll see what comes of it. I mean, Congress ultimately will have to make this decision on the president's proposal. I want to use your foreign policy expertise, Christian, to ask you about Turkey today, because it's become the big story of the day. Certainly markets. I mean, we're down on the stock market. The currency market is really paying very, very close attention. The Turkish lira has been getting hammered, and the euro's down, too, against the dollar. So it's a big, big market story for us. And what should happen to Turkey? Obviously, the president is not happy. This pastor that they've been holding for a couple of years, American pastor, has not been set free. So that's pretty much behind all this. There's some other complications as well. It's not like it came out of nowhere. This has been building for some time. But what happens, do you think, with regard to Turkey?
Well, Turkey is going to feel a lot of pain. What happens, they should back down. I mean, we're seeing, again, somewhat of the genius of Donald Trump. Contrary to what your previous guest, Charles, said, Donald Trump is using tariffs extremely effectively and to good purpose. We don't import a lot of steel from Turkey. It's 4% of what we import, and it comprises 10% of their production that they send to us. Those numbers are dropping. But really what the market is reacting to is a big change in the way Turkey is treated by the United States. They have been murdering their secular democracy. Erdogan, the Islamist-leaning strongman who runs that country. We've used kid gloves on them. We said, no, they're a NATO ally. We don't want to push them more towards extremism. Well, they're going that way anyway. And so Donald Trump has finally created a reckoning for them, and it's going to hurt.
They have been, in the last number of years, veering, as you rightly point out, towards a more extreme situation, more authoritarian rule from Erdogan. So what happens to him? Is he on his way out? I mean, what happens to Erdogan?
Erdogan has been remarkably resilient, and he has strong public support. That is a problem, and he has successfully really undermined secular institutions in Turkey, starting with the military, but also essentially undermining a free press and things like that. So this is the first time he is really stumbling economically. So the first time you hope that the sort of middle class in the interior of Turkey, away from cosmopolitan Istanbul, might start to lose interest in him. So I think he is in trouble, but he's been surprisingly resilient.
Yeah, resilient indeed. Christian, thanks. I appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks,
Christian Whiton.